No, 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 no. All right.
Gabe!
I got this.
Did you know Jordan Peele gave the cast 10 horror films to watch so they would have the same quote-unquote shared language when filming? These movies were Dead Again, 1991, The Shining, 1980, The Babadook, 2014, It Follows, 2014, A Tale of Two Sisters, 2003, The Birds, 1963, Funny Games, 1997, Martyrs, 2008, Let the Right One In, 2008, and The Sixth Sense, 1999. Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to Movie Mistakes. And today we're going to show you, if you haven't already guessed, 10 mistakes that we found in Us, 2019. And as usual, we have to give out a spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the movie yet, you might want to pause the video, go check it out, and come on back to us. In this scene, we follow young Red, played by Madison Curry, with her parents at a carnival. Here we get a shot of her father from behind and we can see that there is a cup in his left hand. So as the camera angle switches, we can now see that her father is approaching one of the carnival games. And if you look at his hands, we can now see that the cup is missing. Maybe he threw it in the garbage can. Or maybe it was an edible cup. Who knows? In this mistake, the family is now on vacation. Mom and the two kids make their way down to the docks to meet Dad. When the family finally reaches the dock, take note of the girl's clothing. However, when the camera switches angles, we can now get a shot of the girl and you can see that the clothing has adjusted a bit. Maybe she did that in between shots? Later on that night, the parents are now in the bedroom. Red is telling Gabe that she has a funny feeling about the place and she's ready to go home. While Gabe is resting on the bed, we can notice that there's a bunched up blanket in between his legs. Yet, when the camera angle switches back and forth, we can now see that the blanket is smoothed out and is no longer in between his legs. Maybe he needed to make up the bed. What's your thoughts? Let us know in the comment section below. In this part of the movie, the family is now held captive. By who, you ask? By us. Well, not literally us. Them as in us, but you know what I mean. Here we can see that Zora's elbow is resting on the pillow. But just a few moments later, after Red handcuffs herself to the coffee table, we can now see that Zora's elbow is moved and the pillow is a lot higher than it was before. So for this part of the movie, Red has freed herself from the coffee table and she is now looking for her family. Notice that the sweater on her right shoulder is down just a bit. Yet again, when the camera angle switches back and forth, we can now see that her sweater is now up on her shoulder as opposed to being down. Not much of a wardrobe malfunction, but we'll take it. In this mistake, Gabe has been knocked out of his boat and is now treading water. And that's not where the mistake comes in. The mistake comes in when we switch back over to Red, we can now see that she is barefoot. But if you've seen the movie, you'll know up until the point where she gets into the boat and escapes, she is barefoot, but suddenly she has on slippers. Where they came from, your guess is as good as mine. For this one, Kitty and her husband Josh have been slain or are about to be slain by carbon copies of themselves. So just before she gets her throat slit, you can see that her left hand is up by her head. But later on in the movie, we get a shot of her again. And you can now see that her left hand is down by her side where it was near her head before. Is she a zombie? Did she move after she died? Who knows? I'm not saying they shouldn't be, but in light of the current situation, these kids seem pretty calm to me. So just before they make their way upstairs, we can now see that Jason's shirt is clean. I mean immaculate.
Throw it all in, because Tide cleans better, even in cold.
So just after they finish off the murders at Kitty and Josh's house, they're sitting around with their parents watching the news, figuring out what's happening. But again, we get a look at Josh's shirt and there's now blood on it. Well, considering Josh didn't do a whole lot of killing during the movie, where did the blood come from? So just as Zora and Jason make their way up the stairs, they end up taking out, or not they, she ends up taking out one of the girls. As you can see here, she repeatedly bashes the girl in the head and there's blood spraying everywhere. But as we pause it here, we can see the handle of the golf club and it looks incredibly clean. And if that doesn't amaze you, why does the handle look clean as well? Maybe it's a blood-proof golfing utensil, maybe? I don't know. Nah, you get my point. Staying in the same scene as Zora's bashing the girl's head in, we can now see that her shirt is incredibly clean. We're gonna mark this 2 mistakes in one, the first one being the fact that there was blood spraying everywhere. As you can see, it's on the wall and the door, and none has gotten on her. So just a few moments later, as she opens the door for her dad, we can now see that her sweater is soaked in blood. So how is that possible when the girl she was hitting the head with the golf club was the last person she encountered? So for our final mistake, the whole family has made it to an SUV and is trying to escape. They then run across evil Jason standing in the middle of the street. Once again, as mom gets out of the car, we can now see that her sweater is down below her shoulder. But instantly, as the camera changes angles, it is now up on her shoulder. Yet one more continuation error that made it into the movie. So tell me, what did you think of these cool movie mistakes? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, if you'd like to see more mistakes like this one, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button and notification bell now. Thanks for hanging out with us here at Movie Mistakes, and we'll see you next time.
Now, I thought I already done told y'all to get off my property, okay? So if y'all want to get crazy, we can get crazy.
I, Mbaku, leader of the Jabari Wisdom.
I accept your challenge, Mbaku.